Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Tomb World Survival. So, last episode we definitely got raided, and it was pretty bad. It was a pretty bad raid, I've got to say. This episode, a lot of it's probably going to just be cleaning up some of the remnants of this raid. But there's some things I wanted to do around the base to make it more... I wouldn't use the word raid-proof, because nothing ever is raid-proof in RimWorld, but more raid-resistant. So trimming down this mountain a little bit, it's going to cost me a lot in radiation, but it's just something I'm going to have to do to bite the bullet. Additionally, I'm going to excavate some of the tunnels here so that I can fit more defenders in if I need to. But more realistically, I just need the marble. Then I'm going to need to fill in some of these zones here. So I guess we'll start to reposition the turrets where they need to be. And all of the weapons that got dropped outside, I'm going to need to, well, I'm going to want to reclaim them if I find them useful. For smelting or otherwise. So here is what I'm going to do. Electric smelter here. I'm going to allow a destroy weapon. All non-smeltable weapons are going to be destroyed except for grenades. And then smelting weapons. All melee weapons except for longswords are going to be smelted. And yeah, that will be our current orders. So Tony here, you need to be in bed. She's infected right now. She's major infection. That's not good. Stormy, would you tend to Tony? And then I'll also give her real meds this time. I don't really need her to get super sick. All right, 100% tended. That's good. Aggro is working on those bionic ears, and then, of course, eventually a spine. Janes is healing up. I'm going to have Janes take Stormy's spot because I want Janes to be doing some mining. What else do I want to do? Cargo pods coming down for kibble. Now it's going to be toxic kibble. Lovely. I'm going to put my ambrosia down here. That way we can more easily use it. And then maybe I should schedule it. So, in assignments, drug, beer, and tea, what I'm going to do is also add in ambrosia when mood is below, let's say, 30%. And take every 2 days. Now, one thing I noticed is Janes came off of the raid pretty beat up, I gotta say. I wasn't using my helmet. He got stabbed in the head. Bruised in the head. Yeah, I mean, that was a tough fight. It was definitely a very tough fight. Alright, someone's being chased. Yeah, no, I'm not really interested in another giant raid, thank you. I like how these guys are still using the tea house. You really shouldn't be, but, you know, who am I to tell you what to do? 11, would I be able to encourage you to do some corpse removal? Oh, there was some flirting going on there. 11 with Stormy. Stormy is a taken man, 11. You're going to have to bark up a different tree. So we have a whole lot of repairs to do, and then once I get the repairs underway, I'm hoping to better set up my base for sapper defenses for the future, because our base is very vulnerable to sappers, and I think it would really benefit me if I set up the base to be a lot more resistant to sappers. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm tired of getting beat to hell by people that sap. Another, so I have two tips. One is that I trimmed down this mountain. Travis mentioned it, so I'm going to, it's a big undertaking, but I'm going to go and do that. And then the other tip is from Mad Zomber about the fact that I have so many meds. So here's the reason why I have so many meds, and I responded to him in a comment. I know I have a rather large stockpile. I've got a rather large stockpile of meds, and the reason is excising carcinomas is very expensive, actually. And that's why I have a rather sizable med supply, is so that I don't have to, you know, I don't have to suffer cancer if I end up not having enough to excise. Okay, so that little path there allows us to draw power south. That's good. We are getting rid of bodies. We still have some dead bodies that I really wish that we would remove. But we'll get there in due time. Baby steps, I guess. Kazumi's on a food binge. Just as long as you don't wander outside, I'm okay with that. Now, unsurprisingly, the massive amount of raids that we faced definitely caused a lot of stress and wounds and injuries. In fact, Jane's has a head scar. That's really not cool. So I have the Heal Mech Serum that could cure that. And maybe that's something I'm going to go ahead and do, because head scars affect consciousness and a lot of other things. I'll let him fully heal first to sort of gauge how bad that head scar is. That's kind of unfortunate. Our bionic man got a permanent injury to the one part of his body that is not so bionic. And there is no such thing as like bionic heads. At that point, you're just a robot. Tony still has a pretty bad infection. Her longsword I'm just going to forbid here, so that it can't fall victim to an accidental smelting, but it wouldn't anyway, because I didn't set it up to. Alright, and then when we're really low on mood, we can use the ambrosia. So we have 11 here that has a minor break risk, and that's not that healthy for our people to have for a very long time. Looks like getting some more Devil Strand out of our teeny farm. An insulting spree, because she saw rotting corpses. Yes, you were, in fact, tasked with the disposal of corpses. A very sucky task. But, alright, Kazumi's no longer picking out on food. Let's do a health check. Aggro, initial, you're okay to go outside. You're okay to go outside. You, too, are okay to go outside. Poppy is not. Stormy is yes. Tony is as well. Except for she has an infection, so she's going to be laying there a bit. You are going to be on no radiation. Acid could be outside all he wants because he has no radiation right now, which is a rare phenomena. And, alright, we have gone through everybody. Good. 11 is so disturbed by the corpses that she decided to go into the hospital and insult recovering patients. That is, I guess she was yelling at Tony, who is, right now, I guess she developed immunity, but she was not doing so hot for a minute there. So some ideas were thrown around about retiring the tea house, and I think that's not a bad idea, honestly. Why is that being mined out? Alright, so James is out here. So his consciousness is weakened because of the pain that he has to his head. Yes, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send him inside for no radiation for a while. The idea is once he gets rid of all of his radiation, I will use a Heal Mech Serum and recover his head, because this hurts his talking, his eating, his breathing, his blood filtration, his consciousness. He will be always in pain. It's definitely a condition not worth having. as a result. But I don't want to use the Heal Mech Serum too early, because what will end up happening is I'll cure my initial radiation instead, which is really the wrong, you know, the wrong health condition to be worried about. Heal Mech Serum, you don't get to pick what you want to recover from, so. And Aggro right now is working on the 3rd advanced component for the eye, or ear, and then we'll be cranking out spines, I guess. Now, one of the reasons why I'm sort of hollowing out this mountain is I really need the... Oh, this here needs to be marble wall. I really need the marble to do repairs and replacements and that kind of stuff. Alright, Tony is fully healed. That's good. So what is your radiation at? 13%? It's going to be a little while until he's able to go outside again. Alright, we're starting to put the tea house back together. Now, for now, we'll continue to use it, but I will have to keep an eye on it for the future because, you know, it's been attacked more than really any other spot in our entire base, and at some point, it would be better if I just moved it somewhere more protected. So, if you're wondering what more protected would be, I could turn this area here into the tea house. I could just mine this part out and wall it in, and it would be... Is this outdoor? Yeah, this might not even be outdoors. This just might be unroofed indoors or something. I don't know. Or we just get rid of the tea house idea altogether, as the penalties of being stuck indoors is just not worth having a gaping hole in our defenses every time we get attacked. That might be more honestly the solution I take. Ooh, a flash storm. You don't see many of those. Getting spooky up in here. The loneliest speleopede. That's what that little speleopede is. So we have the ear in progress, but we're just making components first. I did raise the components up. I guess I can lower them a bit. So we make the ear first. Man, that uranium turret has seen some things, you know? Alright, 9% irradiated. Everyone else is fully healed. I don't believe I got any permanent injuries that can't be replaced with bionics. Toe and a finger, a toe, a finger. Yeah, nothing so serious. Except for, of course, Janes's brain injury. It's not truly a brain injury, it's just a head injury, but it's a permanent one. Alright, destroy weapon. Non-smeltables. We should be, yeah, there we go. Destroying some bows. And then I'm going to queue up a bunch of weapons to be destroyed. Basically, I'll forbid the weapons I don't want to be destroyed and destroy all of these little pistols and bolt-action rifles. We'll keep a few sniper rifles, but that's probably about it. Alright, so both bionic ears are done. Now we just need the bionic spine. That's 4 advanced components, so that's going to take a little bit of time. And I'll do all the surgeries probably all together. right now I'm just removing limited radiation zones that that no longer have items in them. A task you all are probably familiar with at this point. Alright, so this is what I suppose the last large sculpture. So I have 2 large sculptures for Cephalo. I think what I'm going to do is have Janes relax on the art a bit, because we really need the marble for other things, like repairs. I suppose we can clean up after ourselves. There's no need to have nasty tunnels. Especially given that there's just not a lot of... There's not a constant stream of work that we really need to be doing around the base. Just tidying it up, getting ready for next raid. You know the deal. So it looks to me like all of the smeltable weapons. So what we're going to do is allow all weapons to be smelted. And then let's cherry pick. I don't want these 2 Molotovs to go. The Doomsday, the sniper rifle, this sniper rifle. We'll keep 4 sniper rifles, I think. But these 2 will get melted down. Smelt the bolt actions, smelt all the little weapons. Yeah, that will do. I find this agreeable. I'm just poking around, looking at the rest of the map. I like how this is somehow a room. It's funny to me. You say so. Alright, aggro is becoming a little irradiated, but to remove mountains from the zone that I don't want them to be using as cover. And let's go ahead and remove the roof over those as well. Alright, so now this turret here obviously has a clear fire. Ooh, this is an opportunity. Acid, get ready. I think this bug is coming in for a meal. Oh no, it didn't really work. Because I didn't, No, it didn't really work. Okay, what I really want to have happen is the Speleopede to come into the base. And then I'll just have it be unofficially like a pet. But obviously, it sort of wandered off. What I need is a I need really like a too long door. I could do it here. Yeah, I'll do it here. Kibble. Critically important. Alright. That will do. And then the next time this little buggy comes out for a meal, I can close the door behind him, and then he'll be stuck within our power grid room, protected. I don't know why I've killed so many of his brethren, or her brethren. She's a female, yeah. But that's the life you're gonna live. Stuck in my power grid. Looks to me like we have a net negative amount of chem fuel now. Our chem fuel is definitely going down. So I'm going to turn off some of the geothermal generators here because chem fuel generators because we have geothermal now, and we probably don't need to be burning up all our chem fuel for nothing. It's not really helping much. These zones here with the traps, let's push the traps closer to the doors where they are going to be deployed. Ooh, Symph. Getting smart over there, huh? Yeah, we're still grinding down some weapons. Still have 3 bolt actions left to go. The base does, I gotta say, look like it's never been raided. To some degree. Another thing I could do to try to keep let's uninstall this. The tea house. Yeah, it's a big project, but I think it's a project I'm going to undertake to keep this tea house intact. All right, here's the chem fuel I've been waiting on. Yeah, our chem fuel stockpile is definitely dwindling, and I don't think we need him for power. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a wall here. I'm going to keep this wall very simple. Like that. And then, if they want to come down here, I can set turrets up, I guess. And the thinking I was going to do is just to bridge it here and then just build the wall like way up. So it's just super long path and inconvenient for anyone to raid me that way. And this way I can probably keep the tea house outdoors and thwart raiders from wanting to pass that, you know, point of ingress, and all will be well. Alright, I do believe that that's the last bolt-action rifle that I need to melt down. And then we're good to go turning off that smelter. And the good rifles are going to be moved here. And the Doomsday Launcher probably ought to be moved as well. But, okay. This is deteriorating due to the fact that it's outdoors. It's actually snowing right now, isn't it? Gentle snow making all the blood go away. I like how the blood just sort of disappears. All of my sins being expunged. I love it. Soon it will be a little bit harder to move around outdoors, but whatever. That's life. Do a health check just because we've had people going outside. So, Janes is just about ready to slap some healer mech serum into his veins. So let's get him to go ahead and do that. So checking the health conditions here. He's in pain, and that's a guess about it. So actually, you know what? If you're just in a little bit of pain, forget about it. You're fine. I'm gonna make him keep the wounds, because when you're irradiated, you're always in a little bit of pain. So it doesn't really. A little bit of pain is unavoidable unless we have a pain stopper. Doing my little health check here, making sure that anyone that has minor or above stays indoors. So follow, you can go back outside again. Alright, so Janes is mining at the at the uranium, which will be good, because then we'll be able to start constructing our internal defenses. Our little turrets that are on the inside. And Poppy's working on the wall. Alright, what I'm going to do is cook simple meals until maybe 39. So we can not have to do it constantly. And then what I'll do is I will unpause at when we have less than a stack. Alright, Speleopede, please come take my kibble. It's yours for the taking, little friend. So taking a look at these turrets. No uranium, no uranium. I don't have uranium in any of them. What? Alright, no radiation for you, Poppy. Your work towards the project was admirable, but need you to rest now. How close are we to the... Ooh, here we are. This spine for the fully bionic man is getting done. Where are you going? You're clear. Okay, no, I don't really want you to do that. So I'm going to remove the clear snow zones now. I'm not going out to the center of the map anymore. I will keep this zone cleared. Before anyone suggests that I go ahead and roof it off, that is illegal. That's against the rules. It would make it easier to traverse. It would make it easier to patch up bases that have holes. I've explained this in the past, but I just wanted to take the opportunity to explain it again, that I don't allow I don't allow roof tiles of any sort, because any damage done to the base, like the pod drop that we had that landed here, it'd be really, really easy to just, like, roof it off and deal with the little teeny bits of radiation that I would get from walking under those roof tiles. But I'd rather just have to wall it off. It doesn't really make sense to me that we would ever really be able to patch up a mountain. Like, you just don't do that. That's not like a technology that is possible. I mean, it's possible, sure, but it's just not feasible, especially for a little colony of 11. Which is precisely why I've forbidden it. It just doesn't really make any sense. How can I see your food needs? I suppose I can't. Alright, some of this retaining wall is getting built. Kind of waiting on that Speleopede to take a bite, but it seems to have a very slowed metabolism. Doesn't much care for the enticement. Bionic Spine is done, and a bulk good trader flying overhead. Cool. Let's trade with the bulk goods. So that would be Poppy, I believe. Sorry, Pops, you're gonna have to wake up. Healthier negotiator. What's wrong with her? She has a little bit of radiation. All right. Fine. Is there a healthier? Kazumi. Alright, so the price here is $370 for a Labrador. Let's see if Poppy can top that. Yeah, Poppy, even though she's wounded, gets better pricing. Thanks, Storyteller, for the misguiding. We have some flake that I'm gonna sell. Ooh, we could buy plasteel. That is enticing. Given the amount of plasteel we need. Yes, I know we can mine it, but it's expensive stuff to source. Any clothing that is good or under, I'm going to part with. which is just about all my clothing, apparently. And some Nutramine. Alright. That's a big trade. That is quite a big trade. So the plasteel will help us work towards a ship and some defensive turrets and the like, which will be great. And the Nutramine allows us to make more drugs when we need to. We do have the spine now, so maybe when Jane's just woke up, so I'm going to let him work a bit. But when Jane's is heading asleep, I will install the last of the parts into him. Alright, we've hauled all the plasteel indoors. So 2 ears, a spine. Alright, so here's what I'll do. I will queue these up and just suspend them. In fact, if I dig this out like this turret might be able to cover all of it. But I don't mind having some redundancy as far as firing turrets go. I would say, let's see, this is all growth rate. All of my hops, I'm going to switch over to cotton, because we're about to make a lot more clothing. And I'm going to want the extra cotton. Medical emergency. Acid needs to stay indoors. Cefalu, you are at 27%. Let's have you... Actually, if you are going to come all the way out here, I want you to work until you're irradiated badly. I want to minimize the amount of time that they spend commuting to their jobs and maximize the work that they actually do. So, we got him up to 39%. I would say that's pretty good as far as workload goes. Has this bug even eaten kibble? No, it really hasn't. Alright, here's yet another turret that will be constructed for our enjoyment and for the punishment of our raiders. And setting it next to dead power so I can turn it off. Now, the purpose of these turrets, I've already mentioned before, but I figured I could mention again, is they will allow me to protect from raiders. Or sappers, specifically. When sappers sap, they look for areas of your base that does not have turret cover. Or defenses of that nature. So, having turret cover, like a turret be able to shoot all the spaces around your base, will prevent them from being able to sap happily. Let's allow for psycho refining. That will be great in trading with the bulk goods. I can start to become a bit of a drug lord, I suppose. Come on, Speleopede, you've got to be hungry. Just go get the kibble. Go get the kibble. Alright, Acid, how is your radiation? Minor? Oh yeah, you're real bad. 11, you can't construct at all. But Higher Gun, you can. This is kind of a real weird way of going about protecting our tea house, but you know, whatever I need to do to protect it. I want to keep it as it's a little memorial of where we started. And hired gun's doing actually a really good job of constructing these walls. Without... Oh, there we go. Botch. I was going to say without botching much. Darn it. Shouldn't have changed the order. Oh, why do I keep doing that? Hired gun. Bring that there. Yeah, there we go. And now he has a medical emergency. Alright, let's keep you inside. What were the other zones that I had there? Pets, deep mining, limited, and no. Alright, that'll work. Janes, you are going to get surgeried. So, my best doctor is a night owl, so we do our best medicine at night. Masterwork bed and operation. But before we do that, let's tidy up the dirt. Sterile environments are quite important for surgeries. So I don't even know which one that was, but that seemed rather effortless. Could you two stop working against one another? You're supposed to be a couple, not a couple of buffoons. Alright, James is now a fully bionic man. These are all the bionic parts that are available to you in vanilla RimWorld. It's too bad he's not a transhumanist, because if he was, he would be over the moon. Poppy, on the other hand, is a transhumanist and is frustrated that she does not have parts. So that's probably something I ought to look into. I could even do... You know, I'm not gonna call it cheating, but what I'm gonna do is make, oh, no, she's actually a, she's our warden and our trader. I can't do the implants here, because the cochlear implants here, lowers your ability to trade. So I'm gonna actually do 2 more bionic ears, and put that into her head. And that will allow her to trade a little bit better, I guess, maybe. Ooh, some masterwork stuff finally coming out. What was that mass amount of... Oh, no, I don't like that. We were roofing stuff off, so... Yeah, there's some constructed roof here. Let me go into this and remove the roof that we constructed. So we're really not allowed to have constructed roof, and most of the time I don't worry about it because it doesn't really matter when it's next to walls. But when it's near our pods here, that's a different matter. 5 sniper rifles, normal or better for Luciferium, and a chain shotgun. So here's the thing. Janes could benefit from Luciferium. He's already super bionic. So, yeah, all we really need for this trade is 1 more sniper rifle. We already have 4 out of 5. And the 5th won't be that hard to make. So... So let's get that done. Aggro. How's that sound? So the sniper rifle needs material. What does it need? It needs steel. Alright. Oh, psychic refining's done. Looks like the speleopede is where I want it. So I am going to... Poppy, could I use you? You're not too badly... Oh, you're going the weird way. Could we not do that? Alright, here's what I'll do. I'm going to clean this tunnel up as well. So James is on his feet and mining more uranium. And I'm just going to keep mining uranium until I feel confident about my whole anti-sapper situation. I need turrets here to cover this entrance area. In fact, Yeah, one turret can do this job. What I would need to do is to haul this out even further to allow the turret free line of sight on the door. And then all this, like, pretty destroyed marble won't crumble anyway, which is its own benefit. Cleaning up trash. Let's go ahead and remove this as a home zone. I don't, at this point, really need... If there's a fire that breaks out, I'll deal with it. But I don't really need anyone traveling around to clean up trash way up here. It's kind of a waste of movement. And now that I've cleaned this up too, I can just get rid of that. I just want to get rid of the rock rubble. The beauty about this mine here is it's outdoors, so our outdoor needs are being filled when we use it. So that has its own little benefit, I suppose. And it looks like we're getting some of the more of the anti-sapper turrets constructed, which is great. I could even repurpose some of them. So if I put a turret there, or maybe not right at the door, but there, that covers some spots. And then... Actually, what I'm going to do is switch this light around for the turret, because then this turret will have nice line of sights all the way up this direction, which keeps sappers away from this wall. I will need to install a turret, maybe right here, to cover this area, and get rid of this wall here, this marble wall that kind of makes this a dead zone. So I'll work towards that as well. So that wall there was constructed because it has no roof, but I'll just shove the shelf in there so it doesn't become a problem. Engineering solutions. Alright, I need a limited radiation zone up there to build the bridge. And we have a unofficial pet speleopede now. That's one of the cooler results of all this work I've been doing. Did we just roof off something again? Yes, we did. All right. Well, it's looking pretty good, guys. I've been working on making the base anti-sapper with a T-house extension wall to keep it outdoors, but to prevent, you know, enemies coming in that direction. And rigging up uranium turrets on the inside of the base to cover all of the blind spots so that the sappers don't think it's a free meal. If you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, drop me a line. And I do hope that you tune in next time. Thanks for all of your support, all of the likes and subscribes and the comments that you leave me, and I'll catch you all later. Adios, everybody.